Kaya couldn't help but smell the dirty diapers of some of the kids in the line. It was a powerful stink. Under most circumstances, the smell might have made her gag. But standing in line, waiting for her own chance to get changed, Kaya realized it didn't really bother her all that much. It was almost as if this was completely natural. Which made her wonder if she was already getting used to this strange new world she'd wound up in. However, while the smell was one thing, the sound was another completely. Standing in line, she heard what sounded much like a fart from someone around her. It sounded as though it came from behind her, but when she looked it was just Cindy and Jonathan, like before. It took a second for Kaya to realize Jonathan was suddenly very red in the face. Not from embarrassment, but from effort. His knees were slightly bent and Kaya thought she heard him grunt. Johnny, she said. With a sigh, Cindy spoke up. Kaya, you know it's pointless to talk to him while he's pooping. Kaya was shocked. It was obvious what he was doing, but all the same it hadn't occurred to Kaya until that very moment he was soiling himself. Jonathan finished after a minute or so. He straightened up and looked at his friends as if nothing were wrong. He even resumed his conversation with Cindy right from where he had left off. By this point, Kaya had stopped being surprised by such events. Of course they wouldn't find anything wrong with Jonathan pooping in his diaper. For those two, as well as every kid here, soiling themselves was an everyday occurrence. Kaya suddenly hoped she'd be able to fix this before she wound up experiencing this everyday occurrence. A minute and a half after Jonathan had made his mess, the door to the diapers room opened and several people walked out. It seemed like a huge crowd, but Kaya noticed they walked off in smaller groups of about 2 or so people. Kaya realized this meant that people went into the rooms in groups, performing several diaper changes at once. A man appeared in the doorway and started ushering people into the room. After Kaya, Cindy, and Jonathan were inside, he closed the door. Whoever else got into line would have to wait until they were done. Inside the diapers room was 2 rows of about 4 changing tables each. There were also attendants at each table. Though Kaya saw they stepped aside when a child who was supervised approached. Cindy and Jonathan found open tables and laid down upon them after handing the attendants their diaper bags. Kaya followed their example and did the same at an empty table.